Hello folks, Chef Curry Flavors here. We are gathered here today to cook some linguine, and we're going to make the linguine pretty much from scratch. We have a little clam juice that we're going to use from things like canned clams. We use the juice in that. I have a bottle that's a specific clam juice. The whole idea is to not make everything fresh because we're living in a climate where a lot of people have store goods and canned goods. So we're trying to combine more or less everything that goes on with that, but we won't be making the clam sauce with white wine, unfortunately, as we're trying to do everything healthy here, healthy alternatives. We'll actually be using the artichoke. When you get artichokes in a glass, they actually produce a really nice taste. And when you mix that with the clam juice from the clams in a can, it's a nice flavor, and actually put vegetable juice in it. We're going to cook the linguine out of zucchini, and we're going to use a spiralizer. And you can use a spiralizer. You could use different peelers, but we have a spiralizer, so we're going to use that, and it's going to come out great. But we have to talk about how we're going to use the zucchini. We're basically going to salt it, which gets all the water out. 90% of water is in zucchini is water, and a lot of people will either fry it and salt it, fry it, and if they bake it, they won't salt it. So we're going to actually salt it, and we're going to bake it because it's healthier. And we're going to have it with roasted tomatoes. It's going to be beautiful with different broccoli. And let's show you some of the ingredients here. So we have our fresh garlic, broccoli, onion. Going to mix that together. We have our roasted tomatoes. Have some lemon. We have a bunch of spices here. Breadcrumbs are going to go in the sea scallops. And we have our olive oil, which will be used in the actual linguine sauce. We have the clams, one with the water squeezed out, one without. We're going to do that with our artichoke. You can see the juice from the artichoke. And this is the clam juice I was talking about. It's not clam sauce. It's just juice from the clam, so it is pretty authentic. Low olive oil. Might put some breadcrumbs to keep it dry on the sea scallops, and we're going to bake everything. It's going to be absolutely beautiful. So we will be back. We're going to start off with our clam sauce. It's probably the best way to do it. Before we start cooking, I'm just going to put the ingredients. That's the artichoke with artichoke juice. And then we have our clams, which are squeezed out. And we'll just open this up here. And we can get our clams out. Have our little spoon. Get the clam flavor in there. There you go. And then we'll push this off to the side. We want to get a little bit of the clam juice, right? So it tastes like clams. And that's a little salty, so you don't want to put too much. Pour the rest out. And we definitely want to have a lot of clams. Pour the rest out. So, well, let's do it this way, since this guy wants to give me a little bit of a hard time. We get the clams in there, and that's going to taste like clam. And, you know, I like to add a healthy element to it. More or less, we always take our trusty apple cider vinegar, about a tablespoon. We're always taking our olive oil because it tastes really good. And clam sauce. Take about a tablespoon of that. And here we have what's called clam juice. It's just juice from a clam. It's not as salty. Put a couple of tablespoons of that. And I like to add some nutrition, so we will add a little bit of vegetable juice to it. It'll give it a little bit of color, which is fine. And you'll see how we stir that around. Color kind of fades a little bit. You know, you want to thicken up thicken up that sauce a little bit, we could add a little bit of flour, whole wheat flour. Even though it will color it a little, it's fine. You know, you don't want the, I'd say about 2 tablespoons, maybe a little bit more. I mean, this is just for 1 plate, but what you want is you want it to thicken up a little, the sauce. So you could just add a little bit of flour. It also gives it a nice taste, and you could add a little honey if you like. All right, just for a little flavor. And you could always add, you don't have to add much salt, so you could add a little onion powder. Okay. And moving right along, you might want to add a little bit of garlic, which would be good. Fresh garlic here, about a half a teaspoon. That'll work. And if you want to, you know, add some oregano, you could do that. That'll work. And if you want to add some parsley, you could do that. You can more or less take your sea scallops, okay? Make sure that they're all put in there, and just give them a little bit of a rinse. All right. And then you could more or less, you know, use olive oil if you'd like. I like olive oil. You could use avocado oil. I sort of like the taste of avocado oil on scallops. So you basically can mix that through. Okay, your scallops have a little bit of flavor on them, and then we're going to add some garlic and different things like that, and we will be back. So I guess you could pretty much add some garlic, okay? And you can add some onion, all right? And you could add some black pepper. I mean, it's pretty much, you have your spices set up, so you're more or less going from one thing to the next. That was parsley, a little bit of oregano. And here's the little tricky part. I do like to take a little bit of my clam sauce just to give it sort of a little flavor in there of, you know, having it. But now I pretty much want to take my breadcrumbs, and I want to get those breadcrumbs all over the scallops. And the reason why we do that is it gives it a dry element, you know, to what's going on, and you basically just move that around, and you can see the breadcrumbs and the oil. Everything's on there. Wash our hands off, and we will be right back. I mean, you could get different ones to basically make your spirals. This is a spiralizer that you basically turn and see how it makes these. It makes these little spaghetti. So we will let you know when we're done with that. Just to give you an idea, here are the little zucchini spirals that come out of this spiralizer. And you could get, you know, different ones, but this is the one I use. And we will come back when we have everything done. And this spiralizer takes out the middle piece. There's a hole, and the middle piece is really the least nutritious. So it's actually good it does it. Okay, folks, here we go. We have our linguine, as you can see. Isn't that beautiful? Looks right like spaghetti. And that's a great treat. And you put it into your strainer because we are going to salt it, which will get a lot of the water out. And we're going to take our salt, which is right over here, and we're going to basically put salt around it. And when we're done having the water come out, maybe about 20 minutes, because we're also going to bake it, otherwise I'd say 30 minutes, you will rinse the salt off. Okay, so we will be back. And the reason why we salt this is we want the water to come out, and some people just bake it or fry it. But I like the two-step process because it really gets the water out and it keeps your linguine from becoming soggy. So we will be back. You probably can't see it, but water is accumulating on the bottom of the pan. We're going to leave it for about 25 minutes or so, and then rinse the salt off, pat it dry with a paper towel, and then we will bake it. Okay, this is basically, I have a little pan dish. We're going to preheat the oven to 350, and everything is going to cook together. So what we're going to do is, how does that all fit? I like to put the broccoli sort of in the center. And these are just the tops of broccoli, okay? So we don't have to worry too much about it cooking through for like a half an hour or anything like that. But we basically take our broccoli, we put it all around, just like that, okay? Maybe a little bit more. I like a lot of broccoli. Broccoli is very healthy for you. And here's your linguine. We patted dry it, and we're going to put it right on top of the broccoli. There you go. Keep it nice and simple. There we go. All right, very good. Look at that. This way the juice or the water from the linguine, it's, you know, it's part of the linguine and the nutrients, falls right into, as more water comes out, it goes right into the broccoli. And we're going to take our scallops, and put our scallops, around. Here we go. Lots of scallops. Lots of scallops. You can throw a few scallops on top. It doesn't really matter. It'll all cook through. And lastly, it already looks like a meal. We're going to take our cherry tomatoes, and we can pretty much put the cherry tomatoes on the side here. There you go. Some of the cherry tomatoes may fall off to the side. That's fine. We're going to put this at 350, and we will be back. It should bake about 15 or 20 minutes. We have this beautiful sauce that's ready. I found this sauce particularly, it looked a little thick to me, so I added a little bit of vegetable juice, which is mostly tasteless, but now it has the perfect balance, and we will be back. So, Chef Curry Flavors here. Basically what's going on is the linguine is cooking. Every oven's different. I do about 350 for about 20 minutes, more or less. When the scallops are done, you can take one out, look at it, taste it. When the scallops are done, everything else is done as well. Sometimes it takes 20 minutes, 22, 18. Even on my own stove, it seems different each time. It could depend on the quality cut of the scallop or the type of scallop as well. But just keep an eye on it, and everything comes out at the same time. That's why we made it easy, that everything is on that plate inside the oven all at the same time collectively. Also, your sauce, which is here, is, you know, you can take it off the flame. It doesn't have to cook for that long on a low flame, and it's pretty hot. You could cover it, or when there's about 5 minutes left on the linguine, you could reheat the actual linguine sauce, which actually tastes amazing. So, and that's no white wine and none of the other, you know, preservative stuff that they put in it. It was made very, very healthy, and it tastes like linguine, you know, clam sauce. So, we will be right back. So here we are, going to take everything out. I tasted it. Scallops are definitely ready. And as you can see, when everything comes out, it looks absolutely beautiful. Let's get a better picture of that. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. You can even get a close-up on it if you want. Boom. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. See if we can focus in on that. Wow. So, here we go. We're going to take our plate with our tongs here. And one of the reasons why we have the broccoli underneath is so the broccoli doesn't burn. Okay, that was, oh, look at that. Yum, yum. Yep. Look at this. Look at this. Absolutely beautiful. Let's get some scallops on there. Beautiful. Now, and we could get some red. Have a lot of scallops on there. We could get some nice roasted tomatoes. Give it a little color. Isn't this fun? Isn't this absolutely fun? I'll give you more of a close-up on it. Like those tomatoes. Isn't that great? And I like to, isn't that absolutely beautiful? How about some more scallops? And get some of this broccoli. Notice I'm not using all of it, just enough to make the, for one meal. And then we will bring this down so we don't burn ourselves. We'll get a little bit of Romano cheese. Can put a little bit right on top. Okay, a little bit right on top. We can switch spoons here. And let's see how this goes on. It's always good to test your sauce, kind of see how it goes on. And I like to sort of drizzle it. I don't like to just pour it all over, Now, look at this. This way we keep some of the red. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And if you want to add just a little more cheese, you certainly can. Absolutely wonderful. Look at how beautiful that looks. Oh my goodness. And it's so easy to make. We're going to definitely get a picture of that. I'll bring you back up here. And there we go. And let's bring this up here a little bit. There you go. So I am Chef Curry Flavors. This was linguine. Look at that. This is linguine with clam sauce. It looks so wonderfully good. Oh my goodness. And it's a very healthy meal. So check us out on Rising Star Enterprises for Well-Being. And we will keep things coming. I'm Chef Curry Flavors. I'm cooking healthy for you. And have yourself a terrific day. And stay healthy, America and the world.